So barn hunt is a sport for dogs in which they search in a designated straw set up area, and they are to indicate the tube with the rat in it. Depending on the level of the dog and their training will determine how many tubes there are. There is a challenge in that they need to discriminate between a empty tube, one with bedding in it, rat cage bedding, and then also one with bedding and the actual rat in it. So in the instinct level, they just have to designate between the three and indicate to the owner. When they indicate to the owner calls it to the judge to let them know that they found it. In the following levels, there are additional tubes. It's a timed event, so the dog has to complete the course, find all the rats in the designated amount of time for that particular level, and in that there's also placement. So a dog can still achieve its legs and earn its titles by completing the course in the amount of time, but then they can also place by finishing the course in the fastest amount of time.
What do they have to do with the bales? Anything?
So in the barn hunt course, also determined again by the level that the dog is competing at, they have to search these bales. The level that the dog is searching at determines the number of bales in that particular course setup. They do have to do a couple of obedience exercises in which they have to do a climb, which is to get on any of the bales. And then they also have to do a tunnel, which is why there's a tunnel set up in this particular course, in addition to finding their rats.
How come you're using the cage right now and not the tubes?
So the tubes for these green dogs is more of a visual stimulation. Some dogs are a little bit put off by the rat's odor. And for those dogs, we're able to allow them to see what they're actually hunting. We try to keep this as safe as possible for the rat, so we don't allow too much harassing of the rat in the cage, but this allows the dogs to kind of build their hunt motivation, their prey motivation, by being able to see the actual rat in this cage. Then the rat will be more protected in the tubes, and the dog will have to be solely searching for the rat in the competition tubes. But as we progress each dog, and depending on their search style and their level of hunt motivation, that will determine what exactly they're hunting for. So some dogs just have a lot of natural prey instincts, so they continue to hunt for these tubes regardless of getting a reward or not. In competition, once they indicate the tube is taken away and given to the ring steward to be taken out. So essentially they don't get rewarded for finding the rat. They never get to interact with the rat. So for some of these dogs, we end up introducing other types of reward systems. So sometimes we'll teach them a finish indication with a toy, other times we'll have them with food, and then for some of the dogs that you might see today, I'm just creating a little bit of movement with the tube or with the rat in the cage to kind of pique their interest in the hunt and find.
So we're trying to show the dog here, the rat, get the dog interested, what it smells like, searching for it, moving it around to different places, getting the dog comfortable, getting up on the straw bales, getting active with it. We switch our rats out, we try to take very good care of our rats so they don't get too stressed or anything. We've got 5 rats that we work with. So we can switch them out throughout a class so that they don't get too stressed out. And this is a beginning barn hunt class, so this is only our 2nd class with these dogs, so they're just figuring this out. They're just learning what the game is.